Bob Marley has said, though the road's been rocky, it sure feels good to me. Hi, my name is Torie Miele, and this is my story, filled with ups, downs, and all the in-betweens. Thanks for listening. At the young age of 8 years old, I realized that this world was not as nice as I'd imagined. I saw the world around me with a dark shroud that no doctor, therapist, or friend could help me see through. I got stuck in a world of my own and began to fantasize about leaving this one. I felt alone, like I was fighting an invisible war without an army. I was unable to find the light through my darkest storm. The future seemed worthless. I didn't want to go on in a world where all the adults around me seemed miserable. There was no one there to guide me through my scary future. Through middle school and high school, the clouds continued to darken. As I moved through life, I lost more and more hope of any salvation. The only time I felt happy was when I was helping others. I figured if I couldn't be happy, the least I could do was help make other people smile. I threw myself into volunteer work and saw children fighting cancer, AIDS, and poverty, and yet I still could not wrap my hands around the beauty that was my life. At 19 years old, I was in a horrible car accident. I escaped with just some minor head trauma and a stern refusal to ever get into the car again. Slowly, that refusal went away, but my headaches and vomiting never did. We tried every kind of doctor possible, but no one could help me stop getting sick. The doctors finally checked my stomach instead of my head and diagnosed me with gastroparesis, or stomach paralysis. My health has had a lot of ups and downs since then. I've relied on intravenous feedings called total parental nutrition, had too many hospitalizations and surgeries, lines and tubes, second, third, fourth opinions, doctor after doctor after doctor, test after test after test. Over the past 2 years, things have been the hardest for me, when eventually I couldn't eat anything by mouth. My hopeless life got even darker as I felt so alone in this cold medical world. I could no longer fulfill my dreams of joining the Peace Corps, and graduating college became almost impossible. On top of that, no one even knew what gastroparesis was, not even my primary care doctor. I began reaching out on social media, meeting others like me. These spoonies, as they called themselves, were welcoming and knowledgeable, and I began to see that I could still help others. I started making friends and supporting them through their own struggles, using my own experiences to educate and comfort fellow gastroparesis warriors. Somewhere in that time, I realized something amazing. The darkness that had clouded my life had slowly lifted. The depression that dragged me down so often wasn't as bad anymore. I realized something that has become my mantra ever since. This is my precious life. This is how badly I want to live. I was put on this earth to fight and to live a life I was proud of, filled with love, compassion, and support. I didn't want to die anymore. Instead, I wanted to take the time I had and make it as good as possible. Who cares if I couldn't eat? Who cares if I had a PICC line or tubes in my belly? I could still be a positive in this world. And as long as I can make a positive impact on just one person, my life would be worth it. A long time ago, we watched a movie in class, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, based off the book written by Maya Angelou. I remember seeing the little version of Maya stop talking altogether after being molested by a family member. I will never forget looking at that character and going, if she can push the whole world away, so can I. But now I have learned why the caged bird still sings, so that other birds know that she's still there, so that other caged birds know there is hope, life goes on, so keep on singing. I will close with another quote from the most phenomenal woman there is, Miss Maya Angelou. I have learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. I've learned that every day you should reach out and touch someone. People love a warm hug or just a friendly pat on the back. I have learned that I still have a lot to learn. I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you. Here's to curing gastroparesis and dysautonomia. But if we can't do that, here's to remembering that we're never alone and life is so worth the fight.
Where did all the people go? They got scared when the lights went low. I'll get you through it nice and slow when the world's spinning out of control. Afraid of what they might lose, might get scraped or they might get bruised. You could beg them what's the use? That's why it's called a moment of truth.